Welcome back to the She Dares Wins bonus round with Zoe from Opal Video. Your surname is Opal, right? No, I've done this before, haven't I?
Ask me the last question.
But on my list?
Yeah.
Can you give yourself a dare right now that you would have lived?
No, that was not the last one.
What was it?
It was, what was it?
Oh, okay. An interesting fact about you most people don't know.
My initials spell my name. So my name is Zoe Opal East.
Uh-huh.
So my initials are Z-O-E.
Oh, yes. I like that. That's a good one. We've not had anything like that.
Have you got a pen?
Yeah.
And a piece of paper?
Oh, I like this. This is intriguing. I got pencils, that work.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so for the sake of audio, Zoe is writing Z-O-E, Zoe, tense music to be inserted here.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Zoe, and then
Opal,
underneath she's written Opal,
East.
underneath East.
Zoe.
Oh my God.
Isn't that insane?
Did your parents do that on purpose?
So they planned my initials are going to be spell my name, because if I was a boy, it was going to be Tom Oliver, Joe Oliver East.
What?
So it's going to be Joe, but that is just like a weird.
Okay, I'm going to show this to cameras. So Zoe, basically, Zoe, and then underneath Opal, and then underneath East, and then underneath like LT spells Zoe down, Opal down, East down, and then across, obviously. Mind blown. When did you work this out?
Mental, isn't it? I think I only worked that bit out a few years ago. I was like, this is weird.
Oh my God.
Because then I tested that with the Joe Oliver one and it doesn't work. So it's just exclusive to that name.
That is a wicked bit of knowledge there. Love that. Well, the questions I have in front of me hopefully are not slightly different from what I've given you for pre-prayer.
It's okay, hit me.
So if you had one saying that you could put on a billboard for the world to see, what would it be?
If I had a saying on a billboard, it would be stay weird.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Stay weird. Okay. Do you not think we've got enough weirdos? No.
Never enough weirdos.
No, yeah.
And I think I think that young people feel like they have to change or they have to fit in. And I think that's bollocks. I think you should just be who you are and do what you want to be.
Yeah. We don't need like millions of the same people.
No.
Yeah.
And if being weird means that when you make a decision to do something, somebody says, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that, or that's crazy, that's mental, that's the reaction you should be getting.
Yeah.
I don't think that when you say you're going to do something, people are just like, oh, right, whatever, I've heard that 100 times before.
Yeah. Be weird.
Do the weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's much more exciting.
Do you feel like you were weird as a kid? Like, do you look back? I feel like I was a weird kid.
Why were you a weird kid?
I was really shy. This is great. My mum's like, what? I didn't say hello to anyone till I was like 18.
Oh, really? Wow, that's like a long time.
Yeah, like, wow. I think at school I was just incredibly introvert, and then I think it took me like the A-level age and then university to really come out of my shell. And now I won't shut up. But yeah, I was really quiet.
I was the same. I was really quiet. And even on like watching baby videos, it's just so quiet. Like it's like I'm mute.
Oh,
and I think I was the same. Like I wouldn't really talk to anybody. I was really shy. And I think probably going to uni is where I came out of my shell a bit more.
I think I say this to my husband, that because one of my boys is quite shy, and I'm like, I actually really like that, because what I see in a lot of people is the shy ones just gradually, step by step, whereas the uber confident ones, like my brother was uber confident, kind of plateau a little bit. Whereas I like this kind of underdog, keep going, and then like the I was going to say the snail and the tortoise. What?
The tortoise and the hare.
You know, the famous snail and the tortoise.
Yeah, we're doing well with the sayings today. I think the shy ones often like observe more. They're taking in the world more, whereas, I don't know, this is a bit of a generalisation, but the more outgoing people are kind of speaking with all their thinking sometimes, whereas it's the opposite way around.
Yeah.
I think I do a lot of thinking and often forget to even say things out loud because it's all in here, but it's not coming out here.
I need to do more of that. I'm to the opposite. I'm like, say something and they go, oh, you really shouldn't have gone there. Like, keep it inside the head. I think that's a good thing to have. Yeah, speak up. You know when to say. Okay, so so I don't think you're going to have an answer for this one. I'm going to be honest because it's quite a tricky one. If you couldn't do what you're doing now, what else would you choose to be doing?
I've always liked the idea of being a firefighter.
Oh, okay. Well, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I don't know why. If I was to pick one of the emergency services, it would definitely be being a firefighter.
Okay. I'd pick the police, so that's kind of
Would
cool.
you?
Yeah. I massive crime fan. Like, I get so deep into true crime podcasts. Like, it's a bit scary.
Oh, wow.
And if something goes on, become like an absolute nightmare of chasing. I'm not going to go too deep into it. People are going to think I'm really weird, but something happened at a local shop where kids stole some Prime bottles, and I don't know why, but I took a photo of them and then ended up helping the police catch them. And I'm just, so police for me. But why fire?
Oh.
Is yours the saving people?
I think that's part of it. I think
You've not got an unhealthy obsession with fire?
no.
Okay.
I'm actually quite afraid of like burning myself.
Ah.
Generally, so maybe this doesn't go very well hand in hand.
I don't like fire, but
I think I don't know, it can be so devastating so quickly. So I think to be able to help people and would be pretty amazing.
oh, cool. Nice. I like that. All right, your biggest achievement. Was that not on the list? From your face, I'm going to guess that was not on the question list, Michelle.
I think a biggest achievement is maybe just getting to where I am now. So last year it was Opal, my business's 8th birthday.
Nice.
And somebody said, they were like, oh, that's a really massive achievement getting that far. A lot of people don't make it that far. And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I guess on paper it sounds like it might be hard to get there, but it's never really felt like I wasn't going to get there, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's right. I think there's a statistic, which I'm really good at saying there's a statistic and then not following up with the statistic. But there is that so many businesses fail within the first 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I used to think when I was younger that people who'd done stuff for 10 years were like so boring. And now I'm almost there. I'm like, oh, actually, it's not boring.
No.
It just evolves and it just gets better and better.
And because you started so young as well, you've reached that quite quickly.
Yeah, I'm worried about getting bored of it, or if I have to go and work for somebody else, heaven forbid. No. I don't think I'd be very good at that now.
No. Anyone that's worked freelance, I always say I'm completely unemployable. Yeah. No, you won't have to. All right, so this question might not have been on there, but what would you do? What would you dare other women to do?
Ooh, like in general?
Yeah.
Saying no, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would dare other women to push themselves out of their comfort zone. Do you want to start that again?
No, that's the film. She knows one of those cameras has stopped recording. It's the one on you, and I don't have a spare battery for it. We'll keep this on the wide shot.
Okay.
As long as that's not the one, let me check. I love how you do that.
Straight away. That's like the noise of death.
Yeah, what we were saying about...
Comfort zone.
Yeah, comfort zone, yeah.
I would dare other women to go outside of their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it always pays off.
Yeah.
It's like with your running. We were talking about running, and sometimes it might feel really hard to go out, but you never feel bad afterwards. You always feel good afterwards.
Yeah.
Even if it was really tough.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with taking a leap and going out of your comfort zone. I think I've had shoots where it's been really tough. I did a shoot with Roma, and we went to Chamonix, and we went up the Midi, which is 3,800 meters. So I'd never been that high before. So the air's pretty thin.
Yeah.
And we had to wear crampons. I'd never even seen crampons in real life, let alone wear them.
Oh, shit.
We were like roped to guides, and it was a scenario of like, if you drop something, it's gone. If you fall, you're dead. Like,
just what you want to hear on a film shoot.
Yeah. And like, because the altitude, it's really hard to move, and it was really cold. It was like -7 and then -20 with wind chill. And we got to the top, and it's this ice, like...
Don't worry, that's fine.
There's this ice tunnel, which is really cool. And we got out there and we started filming. And I noticed that my screen was doing something weird, like the motion looked weird. Like you could even tell when you moved your hand like this, it was like all jaggedy and weird. And I was like, I checked all my settings, I checked everything. I was like, it's all right. So I don't know why it's doing this. So I was like, I'm just going to have to hope for the best. I'm just going to have to carry on the shoot and pray that the footage doesn't turn out like what it's looking like now, because it looks horrendous. But there's nothing I can do, and everything is right. I know it's right. So then we carried on the shoot, and then just as we got out the tunnel, the photographer that we were with, his lens just fell straight off his camera, off the mountain, gone.
Oh my God, that's enough to make you cry.
Literally, he just like turned around, and for some reason, the camera just came off and then just rolled down the mountain, and we saw it like smashing against these rocks on the way down, and that was gone. So I had to lend him a spare lens, and like you don't take much stuff up there because you've got to carry it, and everything's heavier at altitude and it's harder. So we didn't have a lot of spare stuff, but he didn't have another lens at all, so I gave him my spare lens so that he could carry on doing his job. And then we got out, like we'd walked down slowly in the crampons, got to this spot where we were doing a lot of filming, and then my camera wouldn't turn on, and I was like, what's going on? It won't turn on. And I was thinking, if my camera's dead, the shoot's over. And I was like, have I got enough? And I was thinking, I've definitely not shot enough at this point. We've only just kind of got here. I was like, what's going on? What? What
the fuck?
And then, so I tried a second battery and it still wouldn't turn on. And then someone came over and they were like, try another battery. And I was like, I've tried another battery. But I tried a third battery and it came on, and it was just so cold that it was killing all the batteries. So you have to keep your batteries warm, which I knew. But like we'd only just got out there, so you would think it hadn't had enough time to get cold, but it was that cold. It was just killing them. So I was like, oh man, okay, like putting all the batteries in my pockets, in my coat, and carrying on. And it was like blisteringly cold, like sideways snow. But from there, everything we shot was absolutely epic, amazing.
So the camera shuttery, it didn't come
fine.
through on the...
When we got back down, I straight away was on the laptop, and it all looked amazing. I was just like, oh, thank God, everything was right.
Yeah, that's epic. Like the stress of that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to keep my cool. And that guy that lost his lens, I'd have been crying.
That was a killer.
Yeah,
that was a killer. But I think if I'd never done a shoot like that before, so it would have been really easy to say, no, that's not. I can't do that. Whereas I had all the skills. I'd just not done it in that environment, and it turned out great, and it was amazing. So I think I dare other women to push themselves out of their comfort zone.
Nice, yeah, I like that. And can you give yourself a dare right now that you're going to do this year?
So I have been thinking about doing a triathlon.
Ooh, yes.
So I dare myself to do a triathlon this year.
Well, we will be checking up on you.
No doubt. I know you.
Yeah. I will be putting this on the socials, and everyone go and tell Zoe good luck on the triathlon. Amazing. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.